Up until 2001, when they were destroyed in a terrorist attack, the World Trade Center towers were two identical skyscrapers that stood side by side in New York. When they opened in the 1970s, they were the tallest buildings in the world at over 400 meters. That's a long way down. On the 7th of August 1974, at the age of 24, a young man, Philippe Petit, broke into one of the towers, climbed to the top, shot a tightrope wire over to the roof of the other tower, and when he was ready, he performed on the wire for 45 minutes to the crowds who stood in awe on the pavements far below. Philippe Petit embodies the showmanship of entrepreneurship. How does one conceive of taking such a risk? How can one bring oneself to take the first steps off the building onto the wire? What lessons are there for us about risk-taking? He was inspired. He had his idea about his so-called coup while he sat in his dentist's office in Paris in 1968 at the age of just 19. He saw a design in a magazine of the yet-to-be-constructed buildings. He worked it out in advance. His artistic crime of the century took 6 years of planning. He travelled to New York on several occasions to make first-hand observations. He sneaked into the towers to see the security measures that were in place. He made a scale model of the towers to help him design the rigging. He didn't do it alone. Although he's remembered as the individual who walked the wire, there was in fact a small team of friends and supporters without whom it would not have been possible. He got financial backing. His friend Francis Brunn, the German juggler, provided the financial support he needed. He improvised. To pass the cable from one tower to the other, they started by using a bow and arrow to pass a smaller guide wire between the towers. They gradually used larger ropes until they were able to pass the 450-pound steel cable across the gap. He was brave. Shortly after 7 a.m. on that morning in August 1974, Petit stepped off the south tower and onto the wire. He went beyond fear. He didn't carefully make his walk from one building to the other. Observers reported that he danced, he ran, he bounced up and down, and his feet left the wire. He knew when to stop. Once it began to rain, he judged that he had taken enough risks, so he stopped. He dared to break the rules. Unsurprisingly, it's against the law to break into a building, rig up a tightrope, and walk from one building to another, but he did it anyway. He was arrested as soon as he stepped off the wire. Maybe because he had risked everything, he was relaxed about any other consequences. He might have been arrested, but he was alive. He won people over. All the charges against him were dropped. He was given a lifetime pass to the Twin Towers observation deck. What can you learn from the risk taken by Philippe Petit? He imagined being able to do something that other people thought was impossible. He didn't seek permission. He saw the dangers, but meticulously worked out how to overcome them. He practiced again and again until he was confident of his own abilities. He overcame his fear, and he danced. We might not be about to step off a building, but he might inspire us to greater confidence in our own risk-taking. What can we learn from extreme risk-takers?